USA Radio News with Tim Berg.
Undeterred by a new Fox News poll that shows 48% of voters want Democrats to spend less time investigating President Trump, Chairman of the House Judiciary Committee, Democrat from New York, Jerry Nadler, says full steam ahead.
We will continue to seek testimony from key fact witnesses. As many of you know, the committee has authorized several additional subpoenas. Our work will continue into the August recess, and we will use those subpoenas if we must. Finally, today, we are filing an application for the grand jury material underlying the Mueller report.
A merger between T-Mobile and Sprint is being approved by the Justice Department. The $26 billion deal will combine T-Mobile, which is America's third largest wireless carrier, with Sprint, the fourth largest. T-Mobile and Sprint agreed to spin off billions of dollars in key assets to get the deal done. This is USA Radio News. USA Radio Network's Chris Barnes from Washington has a look at the latest economic news out today.
The nation's economic growth rate slowing a bit in the year's second quarter, but not by as much as analysts had forecast we'd see in this latest report from the Commerce Department. It says GDP growth from April through June was 2.1%, down from 3.1% in the first quarter. Analysts were expecting to see a growth rate of just 1.8%, which would have been the slowest in over 2 years.
Acting ICE Director Matt Albence tells Fox News that Congress is responsible for the inhumane conditions at many border detention facilities.
We've been asking Congress for years to fund our detention at the levels that we need, and they've failed to do so. If they had funded us at the 52,000 beds that we had requested in FY19, you would not see those conditions in the Border Patrol facilities right now.
Albence also says they will continue to do the best they can at the border. And you're listening to USA Radio News. A new study came out from the Anti-Defamation League that says 65% of people have experienced severe harassment when playing video games online. Now, to be fair, 88% of people surveyed in that same study also say they've experienced some positive interaction while they've played video games online. I had a chance to catch up with Julie Miner. She's an adjunct professor of global and community health at George Mason University, and one of the things we talk about is how video games have changed throughout the years.
Probably the best way to look at it is this perception we have of gamers as being sort of socially isolated basement dwellers, right? That they just get on the box and they just play and they're interacting with the game. It's not necessarily true. Most of the popular games, the most highly sold games in the U.S. in the past 4 or 5 years are all multiplayer. So in addition to the technological changes around them in terms of development and immersiveness and artwork and programming, the social nature of play is one of the things that really draws people to them and draws our kids to them. So even if they're playing video games in their house, they're interacting with their friends. They're collaborating with their friends on the game. And that's, I think, something that most parents don't realize is that social nature of play is a really important and integral part of why our kids now are so drawn to them.
For USA Radio News, I'm Tim Berg.